Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's Learn Canadian English live stream. I'm teacher Ian. Don't worry, I'm here. I was running a couple minutes late. Sorry about that. After my work ended, I had to go for a run because I haven't been out in a couple days. Fanny, you know, the weather's been crazy here, so had to get out there, had to run home, and now I'm back and here for tonight's lesson. So sorry I'm a few minutes late. Thank you for waiting. So happy you can join us tonight. In the comments, say who you are, where you are, and I want to hear what you did over the weekend. If you're watching the replay, put it in the chat. You know, I want to hear from you guys too. But before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge that Right Start Newcomer Services conducts business in Chibuktuk, which is how you say Halifax in the Mi'kmaq language. This city is part of the ancestral unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. This means that when settlers came, the Indigenous people did not surrender their territory and instead signed treaties with Europeans. As a business, we're committed to upholding these treaties as we work to settle newcomers into Canada. Alrighty, so who is here today? Who do we have? I see Pilar is here. Hey, Pilar. Checo Kike is here. Hey, Checo Kike. Yep, don't worry. I'm here. Sorry, I was late. Hey, Fanny, how's it going? Viviana is here. Hey, Viviana. Lots of familiar faces, so that's great. Nice glasses. Thank you. I wear them sometimes. They're kind of fake. They're like blue light glasses because, you know, for my business and my job, I spend a lot of time looking at the computers. I find my eyes get really sore, so I have these blue light glasses, and you know it helps to protect my eyesight, I think. So thank you very much. Got them from Amazon, of course. All right, who else is here? Carolina. Hey, Carolina. Doing great. So happy I could be back with you guys today, and so happy I could get outside for a run because I don't know if you guys saw the clip I posted on Facebook, but it was a blizzard here over the weekend. So it snowed quite a bit. I'd say like, you know, maybe a foot, more than a foot and a half. Yeah, and it's really hard to run and it's really icy and slippery. So I was really glad to get out today. All right, who's this? Lorraine. Ian and classmates, I watched NFL games on the weekend. Let's say the weekend. Okay, Lorraine? So perfect sentence. I watched NFL games on the weekend. Does everybody know what NFL is? Who knows what NFL means? I know, but do you guys know? All right, great. And who else is here? Hey, Christian, how's it going, buddy? What did you guys get up to? Lorraine told me she watched some NFL games. What else did you guys do? And Sylvia, hey, Sylvia. Great, glad you could make it back. What did you get up to on the weekend? So let's chat about that, and then we're going to go over what today's lesson is going to look like. I'm going to keep the same background for today's lesson because, yeah, it's about animals in Canada this time, so I thought it was relevant. All right. Nobody else wants to say what they did on the weekend. Maybe it's a secret. Maybe you were bank robbing or, I don't know, doing something you weren't supposed to do. You don't need to tell us the truth. You just need to practice your English. Awesome. All right, I'll give you one more minute. Only with your family. What did you do with your family, Viviana? And I think you have a spelling mistake with And I think you need to talk to Christian because I gave him a hard time about spelling ha ha ha. So in English, ha 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 is with an H because in English we always pronounce all of the time we pronounce the J as ja. So if we were to say ja ja ja, that's not really the laughing sound. So we would need to say ha 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 with an H. Awesome. Other than that, Viviana, great. I do think you spelled with wrong as well. So if you correct that, then that's great. What about you, Checo Kike? I went for a long hike when the snowstorm hit. Really? You went hiking in the snowstorm? That's fun. I mean, it's good exercise and it's pretty cool, but it's not my favorite thing to do in a snowstorm. Okay, thank you, Checo Kike. And Fanny says Saturday, I was enjoying the snowstorm. Great. How did you enjoy it, Fanny? I know you like to play board games and spend time with your husband and friends. We did some of that on Saturday. All right, great. And Christian, I was learning a computational programming language. That sounds like fun. Not how I would spend my weekend, but yeah, if that's what floats your boat, then more power to you, buddy. Great. So always thinking about the future. I know, working on your goals even on the weekend. That's great, Christian. It was awesome. I even built some snowmen. We could have a whole class on building snowmen and what to do in the snow. But in Canada, there's lots of snow. When it's good, nice snow that you can pack, you can make a snowman. So you put 3 balls on top of each other. You put a carrot as a nose. You put a hat on it, and it's a snowman, or a snow woman, or a snow person. Whatever you want to make. Thank you, Checo Kike. Oh, Pilar, I was study all the weekend. Let's say past tense instead of I was study. Let's say I studied. Or you could say past continuous. I was studying all weekend. Wow. You and Christian sure know how to have a good time on the weekend. Awesome. So anybody else wants to tell us about their weekend? That's great. Let's get into today's lesson because I don't want to keep you late today. So I thought we would do a lesson on Canadian wildlife. So I want to talk about some of the animals in Canada. That's part of today's lesson, is to learn about some of the animals. And we're also going to learn a little bit about grammar. So we'll learn about adjectives. You guys are going to get some practice describing some animals. Finally, we're going to do a reading activity. I found some wildlife do's and don'ts that you should do in Canada. And then we'll have a little practice quiz. I'll just ask you some questions and you'll tell me what you remember from the reading. Sound good? All right, let's move on. So I want to hear from you guys. This is another chance to practice our writing. Number 1, how often do you see wildlife where you live? So wildlife is just another word for wild animals. So not pets, not dogs and cats and whatever. Do you see wildlife like birds or other types of animals where you live? In the city, maybe not so much. If you live in the countryside, maybe you see a lot more than I do. All right, what animals are common where you live? So if you do see wildlife, what types of animals do you see? Number 3, do you ever go hunting or fishing? So these are really popular in Canada. Quite a few people hunt and or fish. I don't do it myself, but quite a few people do. And number 4, how should people interact with wildlife? Say, for example, you see a moose or a bear. What should you do? Should you go play with it and give it a big hug? Or should you run the other way? All righty, so here we go. We're going to have a lot of fun learning about Canadian wildlife. What do you think about these discussion questions? Answer one of them, answer all of them, participate however you like. All right. And Pilar corrected her grammar, so that's great. I want to learn about Canadian wildlife. So that's why we're here. We're going to learn about lots of Canadian wildlife today. That's awesome. Christian, every day. Is that in reference to seeing wildlife? So you guys said you're out in the boonies, right? Remember that word from last time? You live in the boonies, far from the city. So you must see a lot of really cool animals. Viviana, 3 times a week. All right. So you see animals 3 times a week, or do you go hunting and fishing 3 times a week? So I think you're probably talking about number one. What do you see? I'd like to hear what types of animals you see. Christian sees a lot of birds. All right. Awesome. Love birds. I'm going to show you some pictures of some Canadian birds. Maybe they have them down there too. All right. So Pilar says we practice bird. I think you have a spelling mistake there. Get rid of the first H, and then you have bird watching. Very fun. So that's a wonderful thing to do with your binoculars. You go see some birds. That's very fun. All right, awesome. And Lorraine said in Mexico City, it is almost impossible to see wildlife. That's too bad. Because, there's something exciting about seeing wild animals. Even I live in, it's Halifax City, but we have a lot of wildlife here. So I see deer a lot and lots of birds and squirrels and sometimes even snakes in the summer. Yeah. So there is quite a lot of wildlife, at least in Halifax. And, even in the cities like Toronto, you will see some wildlife as well. All right, Chekokike said every day my paycheck is reserved for my squirrels and blue jays. So does that mean that you buy them a lot of food or something like that? Anyway, those are actually two of the animals we're going to talk about in a little bit. So that is awesome. Where are you again? You're in Canada, Chekokike, I think. You must be if you're talking about the snowstorm. So that's really cool. And what else? Pilar corrected herself. Very good. Watching. Fanny says, every day in my patio, there are blue jays, squirrels, and cardinals. Awesome. Great spelling. So blue jays, squirrels, cardinals, I think it's an I. So card, I-N-A-L-S. And those are all, blue jays and cardinals are types of birds we have here in Canada. Squirrels, I think everywhere has squirrels. All right. Lobos marinos, fishes, bird, and delphin. So this is English and Spanish mix. So lobos, I think that's wolves. Correct me if I'm wrong. I studied Spanish way back. So wolves, fish, I think you mean birds and maybe dolphins. Wow, that's amazing. I would love to see dolphins and wolves. That would be good, but scary. All right. Thank you, Viviana. That's great. And Chekokike says squirrels, chipmunks. If you don't know the difference, that's okay. A lot of people don't, but they're small little furry animals. And they're very cute. All kinds of birds, deers, rabbits, raccoons. That is awesome. Deers, that is awesome. I will say, I think both of you did this. So Chekokike and Fanny, with deer, we don't have to put S because deer is already plural. So just say, I saw a lot of deer last week, or I love seeing deer when I go for a walk. So deer, you don't need S at the end because it's already plural. So it's the same, single deer, 1 deer, 2 deer, 3 deer, 4 deer. It's all the same. Okay, great. And Pilar says, yes, we have gone to fish sometimes. So again, you could say we go fishing. We go fishing sometimes. And that might be a little bit more correct, Pilar. Awesome. Great. Thank you guys for answering. I think we're going to move on. That's very cool. I like hearing about different animals that people see in their day-to-day lives. And Chekokike said, I'm feeding some wild squirrels and birds, and they're very demanding and only like premium food. Chego Kike, I think you would be good friends with my wife because she likes to take pictures and she sees squirrels and birds and she feeds them all the time. So I think you two would have a lot to talk about. Alrighty, let's move on. So this is just sort of an overview a little bit, talking about wildlife in Canada. So in Canada, we have over 80,000, I had to look this up, 80,000 different species of animals and plants. That's amazing. I can't name all of them, but that's pretty cool. And we have 48 huge, wonderful, amazing national parks. So in my life, I've probably been to 10 or 15 of them. Someday I would like to visit all 48 national parks. They're amazing. You can go camping. Some of them you can go fishing and stuff like that, hiking, that type of thing. Canada, I was surprised by this. Canada has over 2 million lakes. So there's like one lake for every 20 people or so. So it's, there's so much fresh water in Canada. It's pretty amazing. Some of our species are endangered. What does that mean? What does it mean to say some species are endangered? So this is the fourth point. What does that word endangered mean? Endangered. I'm expecting Christian to answer this because he's a biologist, right? Okay, maybe Christian went to work on his computer languages or something. But if you don't know this word, maybe you can guess. Endangered means that they are in danger, right? They are in danger of dying off. So you really have to be careful when you're going out into the wild, when you're building or polluting, because a lot of these species are not safe, right? They could die off. They could, I like that word, Chekokike, close to being extinct. So extinct means once they're gone, they're gone. There will never be any more of these animals again. Carolina, oh wow, 48 national parks. What is the most famous? Maybe I can ask you guys. Do you know any of the national parks in Canada? Here in Nova Scotia, we have two national parks. Lots in Alberta, lots in BC, lots in Ontario. I think every province and territory has at least two or more. Okay, your internet broke up. That's okay, Christian. And Pilar, you got it. You're a biologist too. So when the species are in danger of disappearing. Exactly. Let's just go back to Carolina's question. What are the most famous national parks? I can think of one, which was our first national park, which is called Banff. All right, so Chekokike got it. Banff, I believe, was the first national park in Canada. It's in Alberta. And actually, this picture behind me might be Banff or Jasper. Let me move out of the way. It's one of those really famous mountainous parks in the Rocky Mountains. It's so beautiful. Anyway, Banff is a huge one. Jasper is huge and amazing. Kejimakujik is in Nova Scotia. So that's the one that Fanny knows as well. We call it Keji for short. So Keji is amazing. I think some of you have been there. The other one in Nova Scotia is called Cape Breton Highlands. And it's so beautiful. Cape Breton is one of the most beautiful places in Canada. And there are many more. There's the Fundy National Park in New Brunswick. There's a whole bunch of national parks. Anyway, if you come to Canada, if you're in Canada, be sure to check some out. And it's definitely worth it. Okay, great. And the last point on this page is that hunting and fishing are allowed. You know, once you reach a certain age, you're allowed to have a gun for hunting. You need to get a license. But then there's a lot of rules you need to follow. So it doesn't mean you can just go out and kill whatever you want. There are certain restrictions on what you can hunt, what you can fish for, times of year you can hunt and fish. I believe, but I'm not quite sure, if you fish in the ocean, you don't need a license. So fishing in the ocean with a rod, you don't need a license, but if you fish in a lake or river, you do need a license. And I believe that's the same all across Canada. All right, very good. Let's move on. Now, let's quickly talk about grammar, because for this activity, you guys are going to have to use your adjectives. So, as we all know, adjectives describe nouns. Usually, adjectives come before the noun that they're describing, or after a verb, a linking verb, like be, looks, or seems. And then the final point is that they go in an order. And this is really hard to see, so I'm going to try to enlarge it a little bit. Don't worry if you can't read that, but basically adjectives go in an order from opinion, which is number one. This is what you think about something. So it could be something like beautiful. Next order is size. For example, big, small, or tall. Number three is its physical quality. So thin, rough, something like that. Number four is shape. Number five, age. Number six, color. 7, origin. 8, material. 9 is type. And 10, purpose. Why did I say all that? Just to let you know that there is an order that we say adjectives. So if I get you guys to make a sentence and you say, it is a tall, scary, green animal. Sounds a little bit weird because those are not in the right order. So if you're having trouble making a sentence in the right order, refer back to this chart, and later on I'll share the link where you guys can go study that. Okay. Viviana. Okay, Viviana wrote a lot, and my country, Baja California, has 5 or 6 national parks, has San Pedro Martil with Borrego Cimarron or Guadalupe Island with Shark, White, and more. In Mexico, I don't remember, but has many national parks. Very cool. That's great. So, sounds very cool. Those are some of the very popular national parks, I guess. I didn't know you were in California. That's very cool. California is a beautiful, beautiful place. Awesome. Thank you so much, Viviana. Don't worry about this order so much. Let's practice. And if I tell you that you have to change the order of the adjectives, that's why, because you didn't put them in the right order. All right, so for this activity, we are going to describe the pictures. So we're going to do 2 things. One is learn the name of the animals. 2, we're going to practice describing this animal. For each picture, describe the animal using 3 adjectives. Try to think of 3. Try to show off your vocabulary a bit. So I don't want to always use the same adjectives like big or small. Let's be creative, and we will learn some adjectives from each other. This animal is a turkey. So you could write a sentence about this picture. A turkey is big, noisy, and funny looking. I don't know. These are just 3 adjectives that I thought would apply to turkeys. By the way, my wife, Michelle, took most of these pictures, not all the pictures I'm going to show you, but the turkey and a lot of these pictures. She is the photographer, so I told her I would give her credit for these photos today. All right, let's do the first one together. So, what's the name of the animal? And how would you describe this animal? If those of you are in Nova Scotia, we took these pictures at the Shubenacadie Wildlife Park. So it's a wildlife park. It's not a zoo because most of the animals are not safe to go into the wild. So they take care of them. If they're hurt, they give them medical treatment and stuff. So what animal is it? And can you give us 3 adjectives describing it? Andre, it's much delicious. Andre, I don't know. Would you eat that? Maybe you do. I've never tried that animal. I think you're talking about the turkey. Okay. Sorry, I was, yeah, turkey is delicious. Okay. I got it. Let's spell delicious. So Andre, nice to meet you, by the way. Delicious, you're really close. DELICIOUS. And I think Fanny said the same thing. Turkey is delicious. And also it's colorful and noisy. So let's put NOISY. Everybody gets it. We know what we're doing. Awesome. Yes. Okay, good. All right, Andre, that's awesome. All right. Puma is a very beautiful yet dangerous feline. So that is great. Puma is one name. Most Canadians would probably call it by this name, a cougar. A cougar. So it is there was a sign and it said these are called cougars or pumas or panthers, but mostly we would call it a cougar. All right, great, Sylvia. So use the word puma as well. Dangerous, agile. I like that word a lot. Agile means it can move very quickly, very easily. It can jump really high. Great word. I love that word, Sylvia. Agile is great. And good spelling, Andre. You got it, buddy. Puma is like a mountain lion. Exactly. For me, a panther. This is a panther. This animal runs. Let's put an S on runs, Carolina. Very fast and is very dangerous. Right? So we want that adjective dangerous because it's not in danger. If we see one, we are in danger because they are dangerous. Does that make sense? So the cougar is dangerous. If I see the cougar, I am in danger. So the adjective you're looking for is dangerous. It's amazing. It's very dangerous and fast. Very good. The felines are very smart. So you're talking about all felines. Felines means like cat. So we could just say felines without the are very smart. Great. My cat is not very smart. My cat must be one of the few dumb felines. Yeah. Anyway, I won't get into why my cat isn't very smart. Let's move on. Okay, second animal. So we talked about cougar. What animal is this? And maybe, Andre, it's also delicious. And how would you describe this cute, furry animal? Carolina, a cougar attacked a domestic animal in your city. Ooh, sheesh. That's not great. It does happen in Canada too. So there aren't cougars where I am, naturally, but in the west of Canada, I think, Ontario and west, there are cougars, especially in the mountains. And sometimes they do attack people. Sometimes they attack pets. Yeah, so watch out for cougars when you come to Canada. All right, so what animal is this? It is a hare. Not hare, spelling is different. It's in the rabbit family, but it's a little bit different from a rabbit. I think his ears are a little shorter, his feet are bigger, and this one is built for the snow. So it's called a snowshoe hare because he has big feet to run on top of the snow. All right, we have Fanny. Fanny said it's a rabbit, like a rabbit, basically a rabbit, and it's cute. Quite. Did you mean quite or check your spelling, Fanny? I think you meant quiet. So you wrote quite. We want to say quiet. Quiet. All right. Very good. But definitely it's cute. Definitely it's quiet. And they're fast. They're super, super fast and agile. Soft and kindly. Kindly. Kindly is something that we would say about maybe an old lady. You know, grandma is a very kindly old lady. Maybe you mean cuddly. Is that what you mean? Cuddly. Cuddly means it's so cute, I want to pick it up and hold it like a baby and, you know, play with it. Anyway, I think it's cuddly. I don't know if it's kindly because you can't really say an animal is nice. Okay, great. And Carolina's got a sentence. The hare runs quickly in the farm or on the farm, we would say. But that is great. Thank you, Pilar. Thank you, Carolina. Thank you, everybody. They are shy. So that's a great word, Christian. Hares are shy animals, meaning they're afraid of people, right? They don't want to be close to people. If they see a person or hear a person, they're going to run away very, very quickly. Hares are carrot eaters. I like that. So let's say hares or a hare is a carrot eater. That is a great description. I love that. All right, what is this animal? I really like this picture. It was a cold day, so you can see the ice on him. And Andre said it's an animal famous by Looney Tunes. All right, Loony. I guess, yeah, like Bugs Bunny. So you're thinking Bugs Bunny, right? So good one, Andre. All right, Christian got it. So it is definitely an otter. So this might be a new word for you. Otters live usually in the ocean or wetlands. They're so cute. They're so funny. If you've never seen an otter, go to YouTube, put in otter, and they're the cutest, funniest little animals. When we were there, he was sliding all over the ice and he was showing off for everybody. Oh, great words. I love these descriptive words, Chekokike. So otters, again, let's say an otter is a very intelligent and sociable animal. So we all know intelligent. Intelligent means smart. Sociable means that he likes to spend time with other otters and even people. Because when we were there, he wanted to come up and talk to us and show off a little bit for us. So great. So awesome, Chekokike Christian. That's great. They are highly sociable. Otter, it's friendly, lovely, and a good swimmer. Perfect description. I like that description a lot. All right, moving on. What is this guy? Great. Let's just say otters. So we don't need to say the. We can just say otters are good swimmers. And that would be a great sentence, Pilar. There you go. Great minds think alike. Husband and wife with the same sentence. Awesome. What is this animal? And where might you find him? I think this was just a baby. I think it was pretty young. It didn't have the big horns yet. Goat. Is it a goat? You might be right. I thought it was a sheep. Shoot. Should have taken notes. It could be a goat. You might be right. Goat, you say goat. I thought it was a sheep. So let's say sheep. I think this is a bighorn sheep, although maybe it's a goat because I don't really know the difference between a goat and a sheep. So it could be a sheep, it could be a goat. I'm not a scientist, so either is okay. But what would you say about it? What does it look like? And they live in the mountains. So probably in Alberta, like in that national parks in Alberta and British Columbia, you might see these sheep or goats, whatever it is. Good, a ram. I think a ram is a male sheep. So you would call a male a ram, and you would call a female sheep a ewe or something like that. A goat, it's crazy, cute, and friendly. Excellent words, Fanny. Goats are very funny. They're crazy a little bit, and they're very friendly as well. Mountain goats are amazing rock climbers. That is awesome. Again, if you haven't seen this animal in action, go to YouTube and look for mountain goats or sheep, and it's amazing. They can go up cliffs that are basically like straight up and down. It's crazy, crazy. They're very intrepid. Oh, I like that word. You don't hear that word very often. Intrepid means kind of like you want to explore, you want to go to new places, and they're definitely very agile as well. You guys are amazing. These are excellent sentences and excellent adjectives. So I'm really impressed. They're very good at climbing. Excellent, Andre. I totally agree with you. Pilar says goats are climbers. So sorry, I didn't know if it was a goat or a sheep. Oh, what's that? And how would you describe him? And gonna see if I can play something for you guys when we were there. So I did take a video when we were there. But I want to hear the sound that they made. All right, I'm going to turn up my sound a little bit. I took a little video. I'm not going to show the video, but it was really cool. It was so cool. I think, Pilar, you got it first. So it is a wolf. Definitely, we have some wolves in Canada, and they were howling. So we could hear the wolves howling for like 5 minutes. They were going on and on. It was so cool. Definitely. So they are wolves. This one in the picture, I think, is called a gray wolf. And they also had another type of wolf as well. But they're beautiful. Sounds great. Yeah. I mean, they kind of sound like dogs, right? They're in the dog family. And once they get howling, they keep going for a while. Great. Great spelling, Carolina. So one wolf, W-O-L-F, plural, you have to change the F to V and then add ES. So plural is wolves. Singular is a wolf. The howling wolves at night. Very good, but howling is with an O. H-O-W-L-I-N-G. Very good, Christian. Sounds like your dog. Yep. I remember when we had dogs, they did sound just like that. Wolf is a reckless animal. Wolves hunt and live in packs. Great English. Reckless. Reckless means like they're not careful. Like they'll do things that are dangerous or put themselves in danger. I don't know if they're reckless. Maybe they are. Maybe they're protecting their pack or something. Great. They are always in command. So yes, good. I like that a lot, Andre. They're dominant, right? And you don't mess with a wolf. If you see a wolf, get the heck out of there. All right, moving on. I see these a lot around my house. I see them, every week or so. I see them crossing the road and I see them in the woods. All right, Christian, you gave us another one for wolves. Wolves are powerful. That's a great adjective, powerful. I like that one. What else? Fanny says, wolves are smart, amazing animals, and good hunters. Very good. So you're just missing your verb, Fanny. Wolves are blah, blah, blah. All right. Very good, Fanny. And wolves are animals with excellent smell and night vision. Great vocabulary, Carolina. That's awesome. They do have excellent smell and they can see very well at night. So they have night vision. It's a deer. Okay. And Andre said it's Bambi. Bambi is, I don't know if you know, but Bambi is from a Disney movie. That was the name of a deer from the Disney movie. Sorry, what happened to our deer? We went back to the wolf. All right, there we go. So it is a deer. And as we said before, the plural form of deer is deer. So it is a deer. I'm not sure if I think it's a male because the males have antlers. They have antlers. And I don't think the females have antlers. Deer are very timid. I don't know if you know that word. Timid, that's a good adjective for you. Kind of like shy. So Christian said shy before. Timid means that they're scared of people. So you can't really get too close to a deer unless you're feeding them like you're not supposed to. So deer are very timid. What else can we say about deer? They're fast. You really have to be careful in Canada when you're driving. So you'll see on the highways all over, there's signs for deer, sometimes even moose or other animals, and you really have to watch out. So a lot of people end up hitting the deer. They can get hurt. The deer can die. So you do have to be careful when you're driving in Canada. Deer is cute. So let's say deers are cute, or deer are cute, because we don't have to say S. That's great, Pilar. Deer like carrots. They sure do. Yeah. Awesome, Andre. That's great. And Checo Kike, deer move in a very delicate and gracious. Let's say graceful. Gracious means they say thank you a lot. So I don't think deer actually say thank you. I think you want to say they move in a graceful way. Always paying attention to surroundings, ready to flee when they sense danger. Great sentence. Let's just change gracious to graceful. And then that's awesome. Deer have high stamina. Great word. Stamina means that they have lots of energy. They can run for a really long time. You guys are amazing. Let's move on. I think we've got a few more animals. I think someone mentioned this one. Was it you, Checo Kike? Is this one a friend of yours? Cute little guy. Absolutely. Christian, you got it. It is a squirrel. You will see squirrel everywhere in Canada, but they're different depending on where you live. Here we have cute little brown squirrels. I remember I lived in Vancouver before and they were huge gray squirrels most of the time with great big tails. So squirrels are everywhere, but they change depending on where you live in Canada. I like this lesson a lot. I'm learning great grammar. Thank you. You spelled great wrong, but you're very welcome. Great. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Oh, you fixed it. Okay, great. Very good. I try to make lessons useful and entertaining as much as I can. What is this? Some people say it looks like my dad. I'm sure I will look like this someday, but my nose isn't too big. My dad has a pretty big schnoz. All right, so what's the animal and how would you describe this beautiful animal? And my wife did take this picture and it wasn't in the wildlife park. This was just sitting on a telephone pole next to the road in Nova Scotia. It is a bold eagle. Bold means it's not shy, it's brave, it's ready to fight or whatever. Check your spelling, change bold to another word, Christian, and then you got it. Fanny says, beautiful squirrels are very fast and smart. They are fast, and I think they are pretty smart. So I will agree with that, Fanny. And you'll see squirrels all over the place. So let's go back to what Christian wrote. You're so close, buddy. I don't like squirrels. I have a phobia with this kind of animals. So a phobia means a fear, a very deep fear that you have. I don't know why. Maybe something happened, but they can be pretty scary. I agree with that. Sometimes you're in the woods and you're close to their home and they start screaming at you and you think they're going to attack you. So I understand it, Carolina, and there's nothing to be embarrassed about. All right, you got it. Bald eagle. So it is called a bald eagle. Bald because of its white head. And you know, the Americans think that they're the bald eagle country, but we have a lot here. And especially in Nova Scotia, close to Wolfville, there are hundreds of them. So all the time they feed them chickens, and they were almost extinct in Canada. There was a time when they were endangered and almost extinct, but then they started taking care of them and they stopped people from hunting them, and now there are lots of them again. All right. And Chekokige said, bald eagles are powerful birds capable of preying, preying on large animals like raccoons. Very good. Excellent grammar, excellent vocabulary. I would just put ing for praying, and that's a perfect sentence. Tenacious. Wow, that is a great word. Tenacious. I don't know if you know this one. Thank you, Christian. Tenacious means they don't stop until they get what they want. And I want you guys to be tenacious English students. I don't want you to stop until you are where you want to be. So I appreciate that sentence very much, Christian. That is great. Moving on. This guy, I think he was my favorite from the wildlife park. He was so friendly, but I felt really bad for him because I think he was all alone. He didn't have a friend or partner or fiance living with him. Maybe it's a her, I'm not sure. It is a moose. All right. So great job, Christian. This is a moose. You would be surprised, but moose are huge animals. So they're very, very tall. Maybe 6, 7, 8 feet tall. Like I said, you need to be careful when driving because you don't want to hit a moose. Moose are very gentle, right? Unless you attack them or something, they would fight back, but they're very gentle. Wow. All right, Mr. Thesaurus. Moose are gargantuan. I like that word too. These are great adjectives, you guys. Gargantuan means really huge. Huge, big, massive, gargantuan. And they are definitely gargantuan. Wow. Lots of great adjectives. You guys are amazing. All right, I think we have 3 more, and then we'll move on to our next activity. What animal is this? Very good. Fanny got the moose as well. What kind of animal is this? So this one was not taken by my wife. You couldn't see this at the wildlife park, but there are lots of these all across Canada. And there's lots of different kinds. You probably know this is a bear, right? But I can think of like 4 or 5 types of bears in Canada. So in the north, you have the white bears or the polar bears. This one in the picture, I think, is a grizzly bear, which are mainly in the western parts of Canada. There's also brown bears, black bears, which are pretty much all across Canada. And there might be another type, like a Kodiak bear. So very good. This is a grizzly. I think it's spelled with a Z. Grizly, grizzly bear. Yeah, you're right, Andre. Canada has a city named after that animal, Moose Jaw. Moose Jaw is, I think, in Saskatchewan. You might have to look that up. I've never been there, but Canada has some really funny place names. So yeah, when you look at a map of Canada, you'll see weird names like Moose Jaw and all kinds of funny names. So good point, Andre. I like that a lot. Grizzly bears are stupendous. I don't know what to say about stupendous. Stupendous means great. It means fantastic. It means wonderful. They are stupendous animals. Wow, that's amazing. Sylvia said bears are huge, dangerous, and curious. Tell me about it. They will, like if you leave out food or something in your house or go camping, bears will be around. They have a very good sense of smell. They want to know what's going on. But they can be very dangerous, especially if they have young babies. Watch out. You don't want to be between a mommy bear and the baby bear. Okay. Yeah. Fanny, you said the exact same thing as I just said. They're dangerous when they have babies, B-A-B-I-E-S, B-A-B-I-E-S, babies. And definitely, a grizzly bear is a formidable animal with furry hair. Great. Wonderful sentence. Formidable. That's another adjective. Formidable means that they are tough to beat. They are tough to, fight or beat, something like that. You guys have awesome vocabularies, and I hope this is helping a lot. 2 or 3 more animals, and that's it. We know this guy. He's on our money. He's the official animal of Canada, so I thought we had to throw him in. And his name is... Let's go to Christian sentence while we wait. A mama bear with cubs are the most dangerous thing in the wild. Possibly, yeah. I can't argue with that. Although I'm afraid of sharks. You know, I'm a little bit afraid of bears, but I'm really afraid of sharks. And I didn't put sharks in this lesson, but we are seeing more sharks, even in Nova Scotia. We're seeing great white sharks in the water. Christian, maybe you can explain it. Sorry, I'm laughing at Checo Kike's comment. But yeah, we're getting more and more sharks. So I'm getting scared to go in the ocean these days. All right, Christian, got it. It is most definitely a beaver. And we love beavers here. You know, Justin Beaver. Haha, good one, Checo Kike. You made me laugh. I have nothing to say. I wish he was just a beaver, right? He wouldn't have to make bad music. Beaver. Okay, great. Yes, Nova Scotia has white sharks. I know, it's scary. And we had a shark attack for the first time that I can remember. In Cape Breton, there was a shark attack. This young lady went swimming off a boat and she was attacked maybe by a great white shark. So keep that in mind if you're coming to Canada. What's this guy? This beautiful, amazing animal is not in the Atlantic Ocean. This is only in the Pacific Ocean. So you can see it, Victoria, Vancouver Island. You can see these amazing, amazing animals. All right. Christian said it's because the water masses of the ocean are changing due to climate change. So the temperature of the water is changing and then they're moving more and more north. So I think I heard that before, Christian. Your favorite, the orca. So that is great. It is a whale, but this kind of whale we also call orca. Orca whales, we also call them killer whales. So orca, killer whale, it's the same thing. Great, Chekokike. Beavers like to chew on trees and build dams. Get rid of the P. So no P, it's not damp, because damp means a little bit wet. D-A-M-S, dams, and that's a great sentence. Killer whales are amazing. I remember I went whale watching. So if you come to Canada, you have to go whale watching. In Nova Scotia, you can go whale watching. And also in British Columbia, you can go whale watching. And you can see these amazing creatures up close. Technically, they are dolphins. I think I heard that. Yeah. So you're the biologist. You tell us. They are dolphins, but they are very smart. I agree with that, Sylvia. They are very, very smart and dangerous. Very dangerous. But mainly they hunt seals, and you don't need to worry too much about orcas. All right, great. I know we're running out of time. I think this is the last one, maybe. And this one you will find in the prairies, like Alberta, Saskatchewan, maybe Manitoba, where there's wide open fields. You will find this amazing animal. Whoa, great vocabulary. Killer whales are apex predators. Even sharks avoid them. I heard there was actually a fight. So these scientists documented a killer whale and a great white shark. Who won? The whale won. The orca won, no problem. Killed that shark, no problem. So I think you're absolutely right. Bisons. There we go. So great word. Bisons are massive. Two S's. M-A-S-S-I-V-E. And you got it, Christian. So this is a bison, kind of like a buffalo. And these were, again, almost extinct because, they hunted them almost to extinction. And then they had to stop people from hunting them. And slowly their numbers went back up. And I heard some people eat them. They taste very good. So great sentence, Christian. Bisons are massive. And last one, have to add this one because it's everywhere in Canada, especially in the cities. These guys are very, very clever. They're cute, but they're not very nice. If you get close to one, they will bite your nose off. All right, a raccoon. It is a raccoon, and you'll find these guys all over the place. They'll get in your garbage. They'll try to get in your house. They'll cause a lot of trouble. So can anybody give me an adjective or two about these little guys? I like that. Great word, Christian. So raccoons are little rascals. They are rascals. Rascals are like troublemakers. They want to do bad things. They want to cause trouble. I agree, they are little rascals. And that's the name of a movie too. Raccoons are mischievous animals, and they're called trash pandas too. I didn't hear that before. Okay, Chekokike, you taught me a new word. Mischievous. That is a great word. Mischievous, or some people say mischievous. It means they're troublemakers. They're clever. They're always doing bad things. Definitely, they are mischievous little guys. So I think that's the end of that activity. You guys did an amazing job. And hopefully you learned a few adjectives and you learned about some of the most common animals in Canada. They are thieves. Yes, they are thieves. They're cute and funny. They're funny until they're in your garbage. When it's somebody else's garbage, it's funny, but when it's yours, it's not so funny. All right, so hopefully we learned names of animals. We learned some adjectives. Thank you guys for writing so many sentences. You're awesome. The more you practice, the more you write, the more you're going to learn, right? So you'll learn just by sitting back and following along, but you'll learn more if you actually take part in these lessons. All right, last thing we're going to do is just to give you some tips on if you're in Canada and you want to visit a national park. The government has listed, I think, 11 rules and tips for visiting a national park. So for this activity, read quickly, and then I'm going to ask you a few questions at the end. So I'll give you maybe 30 seconds to read each slide. There will be 2 slides, and then I'll ask you the questions at the end. All right, here we go. Tips from the Government of Canada for visiting national parks. Read these tips. 20 seconds or so, I'll move on to the next slide. And I will enlarge it so you don't have to look at my face while you're reading. Okay, we're going to go to the next slide in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Time's up. Oh, I thought I had another slide. Crap. Okay. All right, I'm going to bring myself back on here, and reading time is finished. Hopefully you got a chance to read through all of those points. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and then that's it for today's lesson. Question number 1. So you can just put your answer in the chat. Number 1, why shouldn't you feed the wildlife? Why shouldn't you feed the wildlife? Very good. Lorraine, awesome. Because it is illegal. So you can get in trouble for feeding the wildlife in national parks, right? So you can get a fine. I heard the fine is $25,000. $25,000 for feeding a squirrel. So be careful. It is forbidden. Forbidden, B-I-D-D-E-N. It is illegal. And the other reason, it's bad for the animals, because then they trust people. So very good. It is illegal to feed the animals. Number 2 question. When should you go hiking? When should you go hiking? Hiking is walking in the mountains, in the forest. When should you go hiking? After breakfast, before dinner. Very good, Lorraine. Perfect answer. I think they say that because there's less chance of meeting a dangerous animal. So Animals are more active, maybe nighttime or early in the morning or late in the evening. So definitely go after breakfast or before supper. Not after supper, before supper. After supper, it might be dangerous. All right, very good, you guys. Let's do number 3. What should you do with your dog? If you have a dog, what do you need to do with your dog? In most cases, you can take pets into the national parks, but you need to... Anybody know that one? Very good, Lorraine. So keep your dog on a leash. So you need to have a leash to keep your dog safe and out of trouble. Always have it leashed. All right, very good. A lot of people don't do this, and it drives me crazy. All right, next one. Number 4. What places should you keep clean? What places should you keep clean? What places should you keep clean? Very good. So your campsite, very good. So where you are camping, no food, no garbage, stuff like that. If you keep your food out, what can you attract? Raccoons, bears, especially bears, cougars. You don't want to keep your food anywhere near your campsite. Campsite and where you go hiking. So excellent. There's a rule that if you go into nature, you always need to take out whatever you take in. So if you're carrying food and garbage and stuff, always take it back with you, or else, Canada will be very dirty very quickly. Bears, exactly. Let's do a couple more questions and then we're done. What should you carry with you if you go hiking in the woods? What should you carry with you if you go hiking in the woods? There's a special thing that you can buy to carry with you. Very good, Christian. Bear spray. So you can go into the store, buy, it comes in a container, a canister. If you see a bear, you spray this. It's got like hot peppers and stuff in it, so it smells it and it runs away. This is really the only way to keep yourself safe from a bear, and even this might not work. So keep the bear spray, make lots of noise. When you're in the place where a bear is, you can even buy a bell, like a bear bell, and you hang it with you. You swing it every couple minutes, and that will keep the bears away. All right, and the last question. What shouldn't you use in a national park? What should you never use in a national park? Bear bells, exactly. You read my mind, Chekokike. So bear spray, bear bells, sing a song, clap your hands, make noise so you don't surprise them. Last thing, and then I think we're done. So question was, what should you never use in a national park? And we have one of these. They're very fun. You just cannot fly it in a national park. Drones, very good. So a drone is like a helicopter with a camera on it. It would disturb the animals. So you're not allowed to fly drones, and they give you a fine. If you're caught flying a drone, $25,000, which is a lot of money. So do not fly a drone in the national park. Lorraine, you got it. You guys did great. So you did a great job writing sentences. You did a great job answering these questions with the reading. I think we're done for today. So Again, if you want to check out the website, Right Start Canada, we have all our old lessons and some quizzes and stuff there. That's my email address if you guys want to send me an email. I want to thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. We'll have another lesson on Thursday. And Thursday, I think we're going to talk about resumes. So we're going to look more in detail at a Canadian style resume. So I really hope you guys can make it. Check out Kike. Do not sing any Justin Bieber song. The bear may go ballistic. That's a great word. We'll have to talk about that word. Ballistic or go ballistic means go crazy and really, really not like that music. You know, I say a lot of bad stuff about Justin Bieber, but actually I like some of his songs. I'm embarrassed, but you know, Despacito and some of his other songs I think are pretty good. So thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. See you, Sylvia. Thanks for coming. You're very welcome. Ballistic bear, it can be a hell of an experience, I bet, right? You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Andre. It is a pleasure. Pleasure, Pleasure. Awesome. It's great to have you, Andre, and I hope to see you again on Thursday. And you're very welcome, Lorraine. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you on Thursday.